Hello, passionate Celtic FC fans. This is Celtic Central News, your exclusive source for Celtic updates. Before we kick off, we appreciate the incredible support. If you love Celtic, subscribe now, hit like, and let's build this community together. Now, on to the latest news. A warm welcome to new subscribers. Your support is crucial. Hail, hail! It's the talk of every pub and football forum across Glasgow and beyond. The news that's got tongues wagging from the Gallowgate to the East End, whispers turning into proper murmurs that David Beckham, the man himself, might be stepping into the hallowed grounds of Celtic Park in a way none of us could have imagined, buying the club that's been the pride of the hoops for generations. Now, let's be honest, when you first hear something like that, it sounds almost too daft to be true, the kind of story that belongs in the back pages or in some wild footballing fantasy. But the sources we're hearing from are insistent, proper Scottish whispers that don't usually steer us wrong. Imagine the former Manchester United captain strolling down paradise, not as a fan with a scarf, but as someone with actual power, decisions, and the keys to the boardroom. It's got everyone from the casual punter to die-hard supporters looking at their season tickets with a whole new sense of curiosity, wondering what this could mean for transfers, tactics, and the very identity of a club steeped in history, religion, and fierce local pride that survived wars, financial crises, and decades of footballing highs and lows. The air in Glasgow feels different already, a mix of excitement and apprehension that's hard to put into words. Speculation, naturally, is running rampant, and social media is alight with memes, theories, and heated debates about whether this is a genuine move or just one of those headlines designed to make your tea go cold as you scroll through your feed. Old-timers in the stands are clutching their scarves and nodding sagely at each other, reminiscing about eras when football was pure and wondering what pure means anymore in a world where celebrity and sport intertwine more than ever before. Some are thrilled, thinking Beckham's connections, experience, and global clout could transform the Scottish Premiership into something unrecognizable in the best way, attracting talent that never considered crossing the border before. Others are suspicious, questioning whether this is just another billionaire's whim, the kind of headline that leaves fans holding their breath while the real decisions are made behind closed doors. Yet, the murmurings continue to grow, from whispered phone calls in offices to late-night radio shows dissecting every possible angle. If the deal goes through, it could shift the balance of power in Scottish football, not just for Celtic, but for Rangers, Aberdeen, and every club daring to challenge the old guard. The very fabric of a league might change, driven by a man whose fame precedes him, yet whose footballing expertise has always been respected, even if his hands have been off the managerial wheel for decades. Insiders hint at boardroom meetings stretching into the early hours, with lawyers, bankers, and PR teams weaving together the fine print that could make this acquisition official, and each rumor adds another layer to an already head-spinning story that blends celebrity culture with club loyalty in a way we've rarely seen in Scotland. Supporters clubs are buzzing, sending out messages to members, calling emergency meetings, and trying to make sense of a situation that seems almost surreal, the kind of news that leaves you staring at the screen, questioning reality while secretly hoping it's true. Meanwhile, rival fans are sharpening their tongues, ready with barbed jokes, chants, and clever social media posts. Because let's be honest, Scottish football thrives on banter just as much as it does on trophies and history. The Celtic faithful, however, are caught somewhere between euphoria and dread, dreaming of world-class signings and European nights filled with victories, yet wary of losing the essence of the club that's been more than just a team, more than just a brand. Conversations spill from cafes to offices, the air thick with "have you heard" and "did you see that?" as people dissect every detail, from the potential financial implications to how Beckham might interact with Brendan Rodgers, the coaching staff, and, of course, the fans. Rumors have legs here in Scotland, and this one's sprinting down every street in Glasgow, leaving excitement, skepticism, and more than a little disbelief in its wake. One cannot underestimate the psychological impact of such news, the way a single celebrity's interest can ripple through decades of local tradition, sparking both hope and fear in equal measure. Celtic Park itself feels like it might hold its breath, the ghosts of past legends watching from the stands as the world wonders if their beloved ground is about to enter a new era under an owner whose face is recognized in every corner of the globe. Fans speculate endlessly about potential changes to kit designs, sponsorship deals, and even the atmosphere on match days, debating whether Beckham's influence could modernize without sterilizing the gritty, passionate culture that defines Scottish football. It's the kind of story that makes pubs fuller on midweek nights, trains noisier, and group chats explode with constant updates and theories, a phenomenon where everyone becomes an armchair expert, analyzing every handshake, every photo, every snippet of official press release or leak. Rumors swirl about meetings with agents, scouts, and former players, each adding fuel to a fire that's consuming the collective imagination of the city, while journalists scramble for comment, desperate to pin down a definitive answer in a world where certainty seems in short supply. Football in Glasgow is alive with speculation, the kind that makes hearts race and wallets twitch. Imagining a club that's been the heart and soul of its community possibly entering a new, global chapter that could redefine what it means to be a Celtic supporter in 2025. The media, of course, is having a field day, with headlines blaring across tabloids, digital platforms, and TV screens, each framing the story with a different spin, some highlighting Beckham's global influence, others questioning his motives, and a few going full speculative, suggesting collaborations with international brands, unprecedented transfers, and even potential European ambitions previously thought out of reach. Pundits weigh in, dissecting every angle with typical bravado, throwing around terms like transformative and game-changer, while simultaneously acknowledging that football's history in Scotland is built on tradition, community, and a deep-rooted sense of identity that doesn't always gel with celebrity ownership. Yet, the rumor refuses to die down, growing louder with every passing day, spreading across forums, group chats, and kitchen tables as families and friends debate what this might mean for their weekend rituals, the local atmosphere, and the very heartbeat of their club. In a city where football is more than a game, where chants echo through decades of history and rivalry, this story has captured imaginations, made people dream, and caused more than a few sleepless nights for fans who can't stop thinking about the possibilities, the risks, and the sheer audacity of a man like Beckham even contemplating such a move. What's fascinating is the mixture of awe and suspicion, a duality that runs through the city like the River Clyde itself, carrying stories, legends, and the occasional wild tale along its banks. Supporters are divided, yet united by the conversation, a paradox that fuels more debate than almost any match result could, because this isn't just about football. It's about identity, history, pride, and the idea of seeing a global icon step into a role that's intimately local, deeply personal, and historically significant. In pubs, on buses, and in workplaces, every eye, did you hear? In no way, really? Adds another brick to the rumor mill, constructing a narrative that feels both implausible and tantalizingly close to reality. The sheer volume of discussion, speculation, and counter-arguments has made it clear that this isn't a quiet story. It's a tidal wave of anticipation and intrigue that shows no sign of slowing, compelling even casual observers to take sides, predict outcomes, and imagine a future that might be completely reshaped by the mere presence of Beckham's name on the club ledger. Talk continues late into the night, fans glued to screens for every morsel of potential confirmation, the city buzzing with the kind of energy normally reserved for derby days, European nights, or monumental cup finals. Rumors of pre-meetings with other club stakeholders, legal teams, and even former players float through the digital ether, each tidbit dissected, debated, and exaggerated as humans are wont to do when star power meets local passion. Every post, every tweet, every speculative article contributes to a growing narrative that feels bigger than football itself, touching on commerce, celebrity culture, and the evolving identity of Scottish clubs in a globalized world. And yet, amid all the speculation, excitement, and cautious optimism, a sense of history remains tangible, grounding the conversation in decades of triumph, tragedy, and tradition, reminding fans that no matter who owns the club, The soul of Celtic Park belongs to the supporters, to the chants, and to the memories that have defined generations. Even as the sun rises over the city, bringing with it the first light glinting off the River Clyde and the spires of the old buildings, the rumor persists, undimmed and relentless, as if the very bricks of Glasgow are whispering the news from one ear to the other. People walk to work discussing potential transfers, media coverage, and global implications, their voices carrying the excitement of a story that has captured the imagination of not just Scotland, but football fans worldwide. The rumor has transcended mere ownership speculation, becoming a narrative that blends history, ambition, celebrity influence, and cultural identity, creating a story that feels almost mythic in its scope, while remaining tantalizingly possible. The city is alive with debate, excitement, and an undercurrent of anxiety, a cocktail of emotion that only football in Glasgow can produce. And as the day progresses, one thing is clear. Whether or not Beckham buys Celtic, the rumor alone has already left an indelible mark on the city, on the fans, and on the very fabric of Scottish football, ensuring conversations will continue long after this story has run its course. The speculation doesn't end with mere ownership whispers, because once the idea of Beckham at the helm takes root, fans immediately start conjuring scenarios that stretch from the mundane to the fantastical, imagining the former England captain in the boardroom, making decisions that could reshape not just Celtic, but the Scottish Premiership itself. Transfer rumors spike overnight, social media feeds flooded with names of players who might suddenly consider moving north, clubs recalibrating their scouting strategies, and pundits scrambling to predict which global stars could grace paradise under Beckham's stewardship. Conversations spill into cafes, offices, and living rooms across Glasgow, each person weighing the pros and cons, some dreaming of a dazzling European campaign with flair and glamour, others dreading a club identity overshadowed by celebrity, commercialization, and the demands of a modern football empire. And while no official confirmation has arrived, the very act of discussing it feels like participating in history, a chance to speculate on an era that could redefine what it means to be a Celtic supporter, blending decades of tradition with the allure of global recognition, the kind of story that has both fans and casual observers hooked, their imaginations running wild with scenarios that range from the plausible to the utterly sensational. Because in Scotland, football and storytelling have always gone hand in hand. Rumors about boardroom maneuvering, potential partnerships, and financial gymnastics fill every corner of discussion, with each new leak or hint adding fuel to a fire that refuses to die down, a fire that fans feed eagerly because it represents more than just a transaction. It's a narrative of ambition, transformation, and the possibility of seeing their beloved club step onto a global stage like never before. The speculation is almost theatrical in nature, conjuring scenes of glossy announcements, press conferences with flashing cameras, and fans lining the streets of Glasgow to witness a new chapter unfold in real time. Everyone is theorizing about what changes Beckham might implement, from modernizing facilities to expanding global fan outreach, social media campaigns, and sponsorships, imagining a club that balances its deeply rooted Celtic identity with the magnetism of a worldwide footballing brand. Naturally, this leads to heated debates, with old-school supporters defending history and culture while younger fans dream of unprecedented glory and international attention. Cafes, pubs, and online forums have become arenas for this debate, each side armed with opinions, statistics, and passion, weaving a complex tapestry of hope, fear, and sheer curiosity about what the future holds. It's the kind of rumor that doesn't just exist in the ether. It permeates daily life, shaping conversations, expectations, and the collective imagination of a city that lives and breathes football. Even in the quieter corners of Glasgow, whispers about Beckham's potential role in Celtic spark discussion, as people speculate on everything from kit designs to stadium renovations, imagining a transformation that could blend traditional aesthetics with modern flair, a juxtaposition that excites and unsettles in equal measure. Supporters envision high-profile player acquisitions, tactical shifts, and international collaborations, pondering how Beckham's experience and network might attract talent previously considered out of reach for Scottish clubs. The tension between maintaining a historic club identity and embracing the possibilities of globalization creates an almost electric atmosphere, where every tweet, every rumored meeting, and every media snippet is dissected, analyzed, and transformed into yet another piece of the sprawling narrative. Rival fans chime in with humor and skepticism, their jokes and taunts blending with genuine curiosity. Because in Scotland, football discourse is rarely tame, always passionate, and never far from the pub banter that underpins the culture. Meanwhile, the Celtic faithful are caught in a whirlwind of excitement and anxiety, imagining both glory and disruption, the future stretching out as an unpredictable canvas painted with the colors of possibility. Speculation and the unmistakable aura of a footballing icon potentially taking the reins. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. Insiders hint at high-stakes negotiations behind closed doors, lawyers poring over contracts, financial strategists projecting global growth, and PR teams choreographing announcements, all adding layers of credibility to the swirling rumor. This behind-the-scenes speculation fuels fan imagination even further, with supporters imagining handshake moments, boardroom strategies, and secret meetings with key players and staff. The idea of Beckham not only owning but actively shaping the club ignites intense debate about how much influence a celebrity can have in Scottish football without undermining its core values. Some fans dream of European dominance, imagining nighttime fixtures bathed in stadium lights with star-studded lineups, while others worry about identity erosion, fearing a shift towards commercial priorities over community and heritage. Every corner of social media contributes to this cacophony of ideas, from fan accounts sharing speculative graphics to local journalists teasing potential announcements, creating a narrative that feels larger than life. The rumor has transformed into a cultural phenomenon, where the act of discussing Beckham at Celtic becomes almost a ritual, a shared experience connecting generations of supporters through speculation, hope, and the thrill of possibility. The atmosphere in Glasgow has taken on a peculiar, anticipatory buzz, as if the city itself senses a potential seismic shift in its sporting landscape. Cafes overflow with animated debates. Workplace conversations stretch into lunch breaks, and the pubs of the Gallowgate are alive with the collective imagining of a future that might include global publicity, iconic transfers, and unprecedented footballing spectacle. Speculation extends to tactical philosophy, imagining how a club steeped in history might integrate contemporary football trends, and whether Beckham's footballing acumen could influence team formation, training regimes, and managerial decisions. Conversations are peppered with a mixture of excitement, suspicion, and cautious optimism, a triad that perfectly encapsulates the Scottish supporters' relationship with football: passionate, analytical, and fiercely loyal. Every day brings new murmurs, from potential sponsorship deals to speculative interviews, each detail magnified and dissected by a fan base eager for clarity, engagement, and perhaps a taste of the extraordinary. This is more than a rumor. It's a social experience, a shared narrative that occupies minds, sparks debates, and unites communities through the common thread of footballing anticipation. The impact on rival clubs is equally dramatic, as speculation about Beckham's acquisition prompts conversations about competitive strategies, investment, and how other teams might respond to a potentially globalized Celtic. Managers, scouts, and sporting directors are likely weighing options behind the scenes, anticipating changes to transfer markets, European ambitions, and domestic rivalries. Supporters of other Scottish clubs inject humor, sarcasm, and playful mockery into the dialogue, yet even their banter reflects a grudging recognition of the story's magnitude. The idea of Beckham owning Celtic has transcended mere celebrity ownership, becoming a symbol of potential transformation, not just for one club, but for Scottish football as a whole, highlighting the interplay between tradition, ambition, and globalization. Conversations in pubs, living rooms, and online forums merge into a collective tapestry, where imagination, nostalgia, and speculation coalesce, reinforcing the rumor's endurance and intensity. This narrative isn't likely to dissipate quickly. It has captured hearts and minds, leaving fans and observers alike enthralled by the possibility of witnessing a historic convergence of local passion and global influence within one of Scotland's most cherished football institutions. Fans, naturally, are obsessed with potential signings, imagining star players suddenly willing to make the journey north to Celtic Park, transforming both the domestic league and European campaigns. The rumor encourages endless what-if scenarios, marquee signings, innovative tactics, and even collaborations with Beckham's global network of contacts. Cafes, living rooms, and online platforms are filled with animated conversations, statistical breakdowns, and fervent debates as supporters speculate on the implications for trophies, ticket prices, merchandising, and club culture. Each snippet of news, every imagined scenario, is dissected, compared, and amplified, creating a sprawling narrative that evolves minute by minute. While no official confirmation exists, the energy surrounding the speculation feels almost tangible, a shared cultural moment that has captured the imagination of Scotland's footballing community. In this way, the story transcends the ordinary realm of rumors, becoming a shared mythology where supporters participate in constructing a future that blends tradition, identity, and the tantalizing potential of global celebrity involvement, creating a drama as compelling off the pitch as any matchday spectacle could ever be. The chatter about Beckham's prospective takeover has also triggered wider discussions about the evolving nature of football ownership, exploring the delicate balance between commercial ambition and cultural heritage, and what it truly means to run a club like Celtic. Academics, journalists, and fans alike debate the ramifications of celebrity influence, global investment, and media attention on domestic leagues, imagining how one acquisition could inspire others or shift the competitive landscape entirely. Speculation extends to youth development, community engagement, and the ethical considerations of global branding, all layered atop a fervent hope that any changes will enhance, rather than diminish, the club's storied legacy. This rumor, irrespective of its eventual outcome, serves as a lens through which supporters examine the values, traditions, and future trajectory of their beloved institution, demonstrating the enduring power of football to inspire discussion, imagination, and emotional investment across generations. In essence, the possibility of Beckham owning Celtic has become more than a story. It's a collective experience, a modern folklore woven from anticipation, debate, and the ever-present hope for greatness. And finally, as the days roll on, the rumor persists, undimmed by silence, fed by imagination, whispered conversations, and the relentless human tendency to hope, speculate, and dream. Whether or not David Beckham ever formally acquires Celtic, the narrative itself has already shaped the psyche of the city, infiltrating conversations, online spaces, and the very fabric of football culture in Glasgow. Fans, rivals, and casual observers alike have become participants in an unfolding drama, speculating about transfers, strategy, global influence, and identity, while simultaneously reflecting on what the story represents about modern football and celebrity ownership. The rumor has morphed into a shared phenomenon, a collective imagining that transcends reality, yet feels palpable, thrilling, and deeply Scottish. It has become an epic narrative of possibility, a testament to the enduring capacity of football to inspire passion, discussion, and cultural reflection, ensuring that for weeks, months, or perhaps even years, the story of Beckham and Celtic will remain alive in the hearts, minds, and conversations of all those captivated by the magic of football in Scotland. Hello, fan! Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.